I have so many mixed feelings. I feel like I'm still in shock, to be honest.
With the situation evolving in Tehran, Yaseman, an Iranian woman who's been living in Toronto now for 3 years, says the political situation is now personal for her after receiving the tragic news that a family member of hers lost their life in the deadly protests. Walk me through how you learned that your aunt was killed in Tehran.
Yes, we've been trying to contact our families for the past week. We've been unable to do that. Yesterday I got one message from my cousin. At first he said, we're all fine, but there has been crime committed like you've never seen before. I tried to reply, but none of my messages would go through. This morning I woke up to him being able to stay connected more. And today he told me, okay, I need to inform you that our aunt has been killed. And then he did let me know that she was shot in the leg.
Yaseman tells me that her aunt was sent to the hospital, but Iranian authorities were there and not letting doctors operate. She says her aunt ended up bleeding to death.
I have not cried once yet because I don't want to show fear. She showed us not to be fearful and go out.
Here, Yaseman also goes through the few messages she has been able to receive from her cousin, who tries to explain to her what is happening on the ground as Iranians continue to fight for a regime change.
And they usually come in two groups and make people run away towards the alleys, and in smaller groups, and then they shoot. Yaseman, it's very, very scary. They shoot without stopping.
Yaseman says there are likely many more stories like this that may never be heard, given the near-total communication block in the country. Internet service provider Starlink is in place in Tehran, but Yaseman tells me the Iranian government is finding ways to block that as well.
I don't know what else the world needs to hear.
I expect the situation to get worse in terms of the repression that this government will exercise against the people of Iran.
Professor Shahrzad Mojab has been following the politics in Iran for years and hopes details of the tragedies unfolding, which Iranians are trying to share now with the outside world, won't be questioned.
I just saw a press release from Amnesty International, which I think that it is very important, and clearly stating of the gravity of the violence of the state against its own citizens. I think that these type of a credible source of information is what we need to rely on.
Yaseman says one of the proactive things she feels she can do now is to come forward and plead on behalf of her people.
We're begging the politicians at this point. We're begging people to help us, because this is not just 20%, 30% of the people being against something. This is more than 80% of people trying to get rid of tyranny.
Afua Baah, City News.